If things look a little different today, it's because I'm in a rental car. I didn't go to training this morning because my car started doing this weird thing on the freeway. I got my rash guard on. I'm wearing my gi pants. I was headed down the 405 to good old Torrance HQ, and my car started doing this weird thing, and I had to take it to the dealership. So they're probably going to have it for a day or two, so they got me a rental car, and so things look different. But that's not why I'm making this video. I'm making this video for two reasons. Reason number one, some of you asked for the story about the logo. I'm going to explain it. And reason number two, I'll tell you what that is in a minute. I made my original little killer whale logo. It's right here on the screen. Years ago, when I started training at my old Keep Showing Up University, and I started focusing on being, or the life of, or the challenges of an ultra heavyweight, I wanted a funny kind of a little logo. I wasn't planning on doing anything with it. And I said, okay, I'm going to make a killer whale. And the reason why I chose a killer whale, well, number one, I've always loved killer whales. Okay, when I was a kid, we went to a place called Marineland, which is like a knockoff SeaWorld, and the killer whale was my favorite. And of course, Shamu, all that stuff, it's always been a thing, the killer whale. Now, I don't like SeaWorld and the way they do business. I don't support them anymore. But back when I was a kid, everybody loved Shamu. And so, hey, I liked the killer whale. And then as I got older and I started studying biology and zoology, I started looking into killer whales and how they're hunters and they hunt in pods and they're like a family, and it's really cool animals. I'm like, cool. I think the killer whale is probably my second or third favorite animal of all time. And we'll come back to that in just a moment. However, the reason why I chose the killer whale for the logo is not because it was my favorite animal. It's because my old Keep Showing Up University, their logo is a shark. And the shark is cool. I think it's super cool. I think their logo is super cool looking. And I was like, hell yeah, sharks are cool. But me being bigger, heavier, whatever, I thought, would it be funny? What's bigger than a shark? And I thought, hey, a killer whale. So I picked a killer whale logo because my old school's logo was a shark, and I thought it would be funny that I was a whale in a land of sharks. That was the whole haha. That was the whole gimmick. That was the whole funny. The other thing was too, we had at my old Keep Showing Up, there was a sister school or like an affiliate school in Hawaii, I believe it is, and their logo was an octopus. So I thought, okay, we're doing ocean animals. So if I ever open my own school someday, which has always been a dream of mine, I thought, hey, shark, octopus, killer whale, why not? But that was so far down the road. That wasn't like a primary motivation. It just kind of made sense. But now I have a jaguar as my logo. And that's something that I feel like I need to explain, because the idea of having my own school is much more tangible, much more real, now that I'm at Gracie University. However, after last night's Master Cycle Fundamentals, I realized just how much room and how much time and how much effort it's going to take for me to feel confident being an instructor in Gracie Jiu-Jitsu. I think I can teach combatives in a year, 2 years maybe, but man, getting to anything where I feel comfortable teaching a cross-collar choke and feeling like the authority on it is going to take some serious time. Now, I trust Gracie University. I trust Rener and Ryron. I trust the freaking process. So I feel like they know what the heck they're doing, where if you become an instructor, you can teach, as a blue belt, you can teach combatives. And then once you get to purple, you can teach the blue belt stuff. And once you get to brown belt, you can teach the purple belt stuff. At least that's how I understand it. And so I think that by the time I get to purple, I will feel confident enough to teach blue. And by the time I get to brown, I'll be confident enough to teach purple. But either way you slice it, that is a long way down the road. Still, the concept and the idea of having my own school is very clear and very linear, like all things at Gracie University, because they give you a path for it. And I said, okay, someday I want to have my own school. Now, even if I call it Chris's Jiu-Jitsu, nobody's signing up for Chris's Jiu-Jitsu. They're coming because they know the Gracie name. They want Gracie Bullyproof. They want Gracie Combatives. They want Gracie Women Empowered. And so the sign would probably say Gracie Jiu-Jitsu, Gracie University. The school would probably be Gracie Irvine or whatever. The website and the freaking Instagram would probably be Gracie Irvine or whatever. So the idea of having my own logo seems kind of silly and kind of foolish, but I still want it. And the reason why I want it is because way back in the day, when I was doing Taekwondo, I made the tournament team where we would travel around and compete in tournaments. And we got these really cool red, white, and blue jackets. Because remember, my old tournament or Taekwondo instructor was an Olympian. So we had these red, white, and blue jackets. And it never happened but we talked about getting the jackets embroidered. We said, okay, let's get them embroidered. Oh, we all need cool nicknames to put on the jacket. This is the life of a 14-year-old, right? We all need cool nicknames to put on the jacket. And I wanted, like, we talked about a theme for the nicknames. We talked about like a team strategy, and it didn't happen, okay? The older kids, the adults, they weren't interested in all the stupid stuff that we were talking about. But me and my two best buddies on the team, we said we're gonna name our group something animal related. And then we decided to name our group or to embroider our thing about cats. Big cats, like lions and tigers, oh my. And I started looking into what cat I wanted to be named after. I wasn't the biggest and the strongest, so the lion didn't make sense. I wasn't the fastest, so the cheetah didn't make sense. In doing my little research, I knew the leopards had great jumping ability. I wasn't the best jumper. And I was like, what cat is good at a lot of stuff and is just kind of well-rounded? And I came across the jaguar. The mighty jaguar is the biggest, strongest cat in North America and the North American continent. Of course, they're found in South America mostly. I thought, okay, it's the biggest, strongest cat in North America. Cool. They're great swimmers, which I'm not a great swimmer, so that doesn't really count. But they're able to hunt and to be dominant in different situations. They're adaptable. And they're great hunters. I think I mentioned that. They're strong, they're fast. They're kind of like the perfect mix of all the other cats. And that's how I felt about myself. I felt like I wasn't the biggest and strongest. I wasn't the fastest. I wasn't the best jumper. There was nothing about me that was super extraordinary, but I felt like I did a lot of things well. And so I adopted the name Jaguar. I said, okay, I'm gonna be Jaguar. We're gonna get it embroidered on our jackets, and it never happened. But the nickname Jaguar kind of stuck. As a matter of fact, I've got a Jaguar tattoo on my arm, and I'll probably put it on the screen so you can see it, but it's just been my spirit animal, if you will, okay? The jaguar has been a big part of my life. And so, as I was thinking that I need to update my logo, my buddy Shane, I mentioned it in the previous video, my buddy Shane is like, why do you have a killer whale as your YouTube logo? And I'm like, I thought it was funny. And it's like, but I don't even go to that school anymore, so I guess it was time to change it. And so when it came time to pick something different, I thought, what am I gonna put? And I figured I'd go with the Jaguar, the almighty Jaguar, right? And black and gold are my old high school colors. Anyway, I thought, okay, I'm gonna go with the Jaguar, and I put the words Chris Learns Jiu-Jitsu around it, kind of like the Gracie badge where it says Gracie University. Hopefully someday I'll switch the Jaguar for a Gracie University badge, but for now, it's just the Jaguar. Yo, I interrupt myself to tell you more about myself, which is kind of weird. But I did have a boxing company, a boxing fitness company for a little while called Lionheart Boxing, because I thought that the Jaguar wasn't popular enough. I thought it wasn't strong enough or like badass enough, so I chose the Lion. And of course, I don't do that anymore. But I think if I ever do end up having my own school, I'm going to offer some kind of striking. So maybe I could use the Jaguar logo for the striking classes, or like the striking t-shirt or the striking uniform. I don't know. It's funny when it comes to Gracie University, I see all the different things people are doing, like Gracie University, Burwood, they have a striking class. And I'm like, oh, that's cool. I wonder what they do there. So that's something I'm curious about. How does striking fit in or mesh with Gracie University? Because I think combatives is a complete self-defense system. I don't think you necessarily need to add anything to it. But I know sometimes we throw elbows or punches to set things up. So I'm like, you don't train how to throw the elbows and the punches? Maybe I can show you how to throw the elbows and the punches. So maybe someday if I end up having my own university, my own school, my own academy, whatever you want to call it, and I offer striking, I could use the Jaguar for the striking stuff. So I hope that explains for those that were curious and interested. I know this is not a training vlog because I didn't get to train today because of my stupid car. But I figure I owe you guys a video. I try to do a video a day, and I'll tell you about my logo and the story behind the killer whale and the Jaguar. So now you know a little more about old Chris. I said I was going to ask you for two things, or there was two reasons for this video. Reason number one was the logo. Reason number two, yo man, if you haven't already, will you click that stupid subscribe button? I know most people don't make it this far in the videos, and I'm just talking. It's not really engaging. It's not, there's no bright colors or freaking B-roll or whatever. Maybe I need to do the Subway Surfer thing. I don't know. But if you're still watching this and you haven't subscribed, will you subscribe? Some of my videos have thousands of views, and I've got like 200 subscribers or whatever, 230, I don't know. And on freaking Instagram, one of my reels is blowing up. It's got over 1,000 views, and I got like one follower off of it. So I'm like, yo, if you guys like the stuff I'm making, can you give me some feedback? Can you hit the like button and give me a thumbs up, or hit the subscribe? The vlog is for me. I want to look back on it later, look at the vlog. But when I edit this stuff and I chop it up and I try to put it out there for the world, yes, I want it to drive traffic to my YouTube, but I'd also like to grow my stuff to see who's really out there and who really cares. I don't have any product to sell. I don't have a school to invite people to. I don't have a clothing line or an online course or anything. I'm really just doing this kind of like as a labor of love to look back on and reflect later. But someday, if I do end up having a product to sell, or if I do end up having my own school, I'd like to be able to say, hey, I've got 10,000 subscribers on YouTube. You know, I got 100,000 followers on Instagram, right? I don't know. It's just some positive feedback. And once again, I'm rambling. So that's going to do it for today's episode of Chris Didn't Go to Train. Stay focused, stay positive, stay vigilant. Take care.